Good morning. We are back. We have made it another day. Happy Monday morning. Getting back to work Monday morning. We are at our day 6 of our 21-day read along, and I thank you for tuning in. It's been such a pleasure to be able to get this done. We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and today we are at 25 and 29. I can give you a quick recap on what we've been talking about, the past tense. Where we left off, we talked about Rebecca really loving both of her children, not just Jacob. We also talked about Esau being a skillful hunter, how he had that thing mastered. We talked about how Jacob was a lover of being home and just doing things that were close to home. He was about family, anything comforting his family, and he was about the word. Just let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And we are going to start at Genesis 25 and 29, and it reads, Once when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, Let me eat some of that red stew, for I am exhausted. Therefore, they also called him Edom. So if you ever hear Edom, Edomites, you'll hear Esau, which those names tie in together. Um, we want to break down real quick. So Jacob was cooking stew. And from my extra reading paper, my extra reading book, I'm sorry, it kind of breaks down why he was cooking this stew. This stew wasn't just oh, he's cooking red lentil stew. It had some meaning to it. And the story reads to me that they called it a mourner's stew. So when somebody would pass away, they usually cook this red lentil soup, or stew. We would call it soup. They would cook this stew, but the person that passed away was his grandfather. So here it is, his grandfather is gone, and he's trying to show some compassion to his father. We're talking about Jacob here. So Jacob's cooking this stew for his father in compassion, in trying to show his way of taking care of his father, to comfort his father, which is Isaac at this time, because Isaac has lost his father Abraham. And so he put some love and tenderness inside this stew. He took his time, it tells us. And now you have his brother comes out from a long day. Yeah, he worked. He was out in the field working. And his brother Esau has come in, and he's like, "Oh, look, give me some of that stew you got." But it says he said he was exhausted. He had a long day. We know that he was a skillful hunter. So we automatically think hunter of animals. No. It read and it told us that not only that day did he indulge in hunting animals, he indulged in killing a certain individual. And that individual name was Nimrod. Obviously, that was his rivalry. Let me make sure I get it out right. That was his rivalry person, like somebody that he was always going at it with in the streets, in our terms. Somebody that they pretty much was the same people. They did the same things. Like they both were skillful hunters. They both were skillful at full of wickedness. Let's plug that in. So here you have it. Esau has killed Nimrod in his day of hunting. So of course he's exhausted. That took a lot because he had to plan, he had to plot, he had to hide, he had to jump out and ambush. So he gets home and now he's hungry. Esau's hungry. He don't care what he eat. That stew smelled good. And so now we just have a big picture of that stew that Jacob was cooking. Wasn't just stew. that stew had some meaning to it. And today we will call that a repast meal. When someone passes away at the end of the funeral, you go to the repast where the meals are cooked. And boy, do we get comforted with all that food, because the menu be the menu be popping. I don't want to use, let's just use that term. It'd be a lot of food on that menu. But then theirs was just lentil stew. So today our repast food is chicken, greens, macaroni and cheese, rice, cornbread, all of those things. So, those are considered to be comfort foods. Um, that concludes today on going through him cooking that stew, the sentiment behind it, and then also explaining why Esau came in so exhausted. I thank you for tuning in today. I pray that we are able to wake up and rise tomorrow to be able to come back and go into Genesis 31. I pray that your day is devoted as you are. Make sure that stays in the forefront of your mind. Devotion, devotion, devotion to whatever it is that you're doing. Have a blessed day.